How do you deal with the personal problems of employees? This can greatly affect the team, productivity, and the organization. I'll talk about that in this video. Hello, I'm Goldberg of Optimus Performance, bringing you practical tips and ideas on leadership, team development, and employee performance in the workplace. One of my clients was telling me that he received a phone call from the wife of one of his salespersons, and she was asking why her husband, the salesman, was being sent out of town by his boss every Thursday on a special assignment. And my client replied, well, he wasn't. And this right away, they both realized that the husband, the salesman, was having an affair. So how do you deal with this? Now, this was impacting, obviously, his relationship, his marriage, but it was also affecting the performance and productivity because he was out doing something other than working. So he was lying to his wife, he was cheating on her, and he was also lying to his employer, so he was cheating on him as well. Now, obviously, this has to be dealt with, and in some cases, you may want to fire the person because he was lying and cheating to you, the employer. You can't fire somebody for lying and cheating to their spouse, but it was impacting his work. On the other hand, he may be a good employee, productive most of the time, and of course, this situation caused low productivity. So in any situation like this where there's a personal problem that carries to the workplace, you want to sit down with the person, talk about what's going on, and set things straight. You want to create a written agreement or commitment with the person on how they're going to address this situation, and then monitor the performance over time to make sure that the person is keeping their commitments. Because really what you want to teach is to have them become honest and responsible, accountable for their actions and also for what they're committing to in the job. Now this ties into the prevention part, because I always talk about a leadership style approach that uses coaching. And to do that, you set upfront, or what I call a win-win agreement with this person or with the employee. And I suggest doing this for all employees. And you have them set performance commitments, or you discuss it and you set it together, and you also discuss how you're going to support them in that. And then you meet regularly. I suggest once a month. I know for some people that's a lot, but really that's the job of a leader that wants to take on a coaching style of leadership. You meet with people and you discuss their commitments, you give them feedback, you measure together, and you adjust. And by doing this, you teach people to take responsibility, you keep them honest, you keep them focused on a goal, there's no excuses, and you also support them in achieving it, so it becomes a teamwork, a mutual goal goals that you set together. So I have a process to do this. I'll put links to some other videos and articles about that. So that's the prevention part. The other part is to have a plan B. And what I mean by this is that if you're meeting with people or monitoring their performance on a regular basis, and you sense that something is going off kilter, that they're not performing as well, maybe they don't appear as happy as they used to be, you know that there's something perhaps outside of the workplace that's causing a problem. Now, my first example of the salesman, it doesn't mean you could always fix it. Even practicing my preventative approach doesn't mean that you're not going to run into problems that can't be fixed. So you want to have a plan B, and that's when you sense that there's something going wrong with the employee. You want to have new applicants coming in, new job resumes, so that you can act quickly if you need to replace that person. Otherwise, you may be in a bind. And to do that, you could post listings for free on job sites. I use a lot today Indeed. You can post for free in a lot of cases, or set a limited budget. And you can also improve your rating as an employer, so people notice you, and if they have a skill that's relative to your business and they see good comments, good reviews by employees, they may just approach you to want to work for you, because a lot of times people want to leave a bad job and seek a really good company. So you could work on that as a preventative measure as well. Check out some of the other related videos. There's one recommended for you right now. Subscribe to the channel, turn on notifications to get news of new videos. Thank you for listening, and we'll talk again soon.